I'm Steve Turano with Ask a Real Expert. This video is going out to King Rockets. He asks about muscle memory. He says, Steve, I was working out, doing real great. Then I stopped. And I noticed that when I went back to the gym, I lost a lot of size, a lot of strength, and I gained some body fat. Can I rebuild this muscle quickly because of muscle memory? Well, King, you are no different than anybody else in this world. And I am always amazed when guys voluntarily take big time off from the gym and then wonder why they just don't have the size and the strength. I just don't understand it. I took a couple months off. What do you mean took a couple months off? If you took a couple months off from work, would you wonder why you weren't able to pay your bills? Hello? You got to remember that your muscles get bigger and stronger simply because they're adapting to the stress of lifting. Take away that lifting and you don't need that size and strength anymore. Take away that lifting and there's no need for your muscles to adapt, so they begin to lose size and strength. That's why I'm always telling guys, train as hard and heavy and as intensely and as consistently as possible. Because if you don't do that on a regular basis, there's no reason for your muscles to hang out. Now I asked a buddy of mine who's an orthopedic surgeon and a guy who works out. I said, Ron, how does muscle memory work? How is it possible for me, because I've had tons of injuries, how is it possible for me to rebuild my muscles in 6 months when it took me 6 years to get them originally? He says, Steve, we don't really know the answer. I was like, dude, you're a doctor. You're supposed to know everything. He said, we think it's because of the neurological pathways that are laid down or established when you lift. You're lifting weights, and the nerve or the nerve innervation occurs to flex the muscle and make it grow bigger and stronger. And then when you stop lifting and you lose your muscles, but then you start again, that nerve pathway essentially is established. It's laid down. It knows what to do. It knows where to go. That, coupled with the fact that the muscle essentially has already been there. It's already synthesized all that protein. It's already made those additional muscle fibers. It's also dealt with all the physiological or biochemical changes that have occurred or are associated with being stronger and bigger. So the next time it does it, or the third time it rebuilds itself, or the fourth time you're recovering from an injury, the muscle's used to it. So that's why we think, as doctors, you're able to rebuild your muscles faster the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time than the first time. Because the nerve pathways or the nerve innervation is already laid down, and also because the muscle's already used to all those biochemical changes. So with regards to muscle memory, yes, it's much easier to rebuild muscle that you already had rather than trying to get it the first time around. I'm Steve Turano. Train smart, train hard.